Ladies and gentlemen, the Democrats have begun impeachment. They've formally begun impeachment proceedings. Washington Post, Democrats unveil resolution setting scope of public phase of impeachment inquiry of Trump, empowering Adam Schiff to make key decisions. That's hilarious. So, I thought that Adam Schiff had something in between direct and indirect evidence that Trump worked with Putin to hack the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, thus giving Clinton the popular vote, but losing swing states because of Facebook ads. That eventually forced Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign in disgrace. I thought that was the issue here. But they found nothing. They didn't. Okay, this is every time they're caught with their pants down, every time they have egg on their face, or they're mortified or embarrassed, they spent a 2-year probe, Mueller probe, special counsel, 30-plus indictments. Oh, they were so proud. Nobody charged with any crime pertaining to collusion. Nobody charged with any crime pertaining to election interference, campaign finance violations. The evidence, they keep saying, the way Mueller was hilarious. The way Mueller described it, the evidence was insufficient to charge anyone. There was no evidence. Trump Jr. meeting with Natalia Naselnitskaya is not evidence that Putin sent her to get Clinton's deleted yoga emails. We can go on forever. They found nothing. They used a Steele dossier that Clinton purchased. Alexander Downer was an ambassador, an Australian ambassador with ties to the Clinton Foundation. They're the ones, and the Politico talked about how they reached out to the Ukraine and tried to get dirt on Manafort and Trump. So, Steele dossier was compiled with help from Russian sources, one Russian intelligence official. So we can go on forever. They're the ones who actually engaged in what they accused Trump of doing. Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of them are now under criminal investigation. The hilarious thing about all of this is that you have two major events. The impeachment, which Trump really doesn't care about. I explained that in H.A. Goodman's other channel. Trump really doesn't care about the impeachment. He knows he's going to get impeached. He knows they want to impeach him. And it helped Bill Clinton, actually. And he actually did things that were impeachable. Lying under oath, obstruction of justice. Trump did not lie under oath, and he did not obstruct justice. Thinking of firing Mueller is not obstruction. Sorry. If that's obstruction, then what do you call giving the FBI servers that are completely deleted, completely wiped clean of any information, while a criminal probe had already begun? But anyway, the House Democrats unveiled a resolution Tuesday afternoon to set the parameters of the public phase of the impeachment inquiry. They plan to vote to formalize it Thursday. They are trying to just milk this for what it's worth. They're trying to spread this out. We're going to vote on a vote to, perhaps, yes, definitely, maybe, impeach President Trump in the House. The Senate is not going to convict Trump. Doesn't matter if Romney convinces 4 or 5 senators. It's still not. They need 67 votes. Ain't going to happen. Okay. Also, the Republican Party is not going to, ensure that it doesn't exist anymore by impeaching a president based on nonsense. They're going to try to get him for the Ukraine phone call, which actually is not even. Even if you tried to say, oh, he was strong-arming another country, you have Biden on video doing exactly what they claim Trump did. But this time, not like, he's actually like, you're not going to get this money if you don't do this. The quid pro quo is obvious there. And then they say, well, you know what? The official that was fired, no one liked. Who cares? It's Ukrainians who need to decide what Ukraine does, not American officials. But anyway, President Trump and Republican lawmakers continue to assail the impeachment process as House investigators heard testimony for the first time from a White House official who listened in on the controversial Trump call at the heart of the Ukraine controversy. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander S. Vidman, a top Ukraine expert on the National Security Council, was expected to testify that he did not think it was proper for Trump to demand the Ukraine investigate former President Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden, feared that doing so undermined U.S. national security. So what? Please tell me how this is relevant or important, or who cares what one person's opinion is. This person's opinion is obviously contrary to Trump's viewpoint on foreign policy. Too bad. Trump is president. How many people, where were the people under the Bush administration or President Obama's administration who disagreed with both presidents? Why weren't they given a voice? You mean everyone agreed wholeheartedly all the time? So, I mean, and the thing is, the Democratic Party's electoral chances are now seen as national security. Oh, well, he's going after Biden. That is a threat to national security. He's asking for help from another country. It's like your message isn't strong enough to overshadow Facebook ads or someone's opinion on, ahead of Vidman's closed-door deposition. Trump complained about testimony from people that I never heard of, while GOP allies continue to portray the process as unfair. Some also questioned Vidman's loyalty because he was born in the Ukraine. House Democrats unveiled new procedures for the impeachment inquiry Tuesday, responding to Republican demands for due process. Okay, the resolution backed by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Okay. It also sets out for the first time the ability of House Republicans to make their own requests for testimony and documents, though those requests will ultimately be subject to a vote of the Democratic Majority Committee, a practice that matched the minority powers in the 1998. So no one's gonna. So they're not going to. Republicans aren't really going to get what they want because Democrats will just be like, "Nah, we're going to vote." And the issue here is, this is all under the guise of. This is all under the backdrop or under the umbrella of William Barr engaging in a criminal probe with John Durham of people who, here, think of it this way. If James Comey was accurate, wasn't lying under oath, if Andrew McCabe and Clapper and Brennan weren't committing perjury, they would have already had enough to impeach Trump already. Okay. The fact that they accused Trump, insinuated, alleged, all of these issues, all of these, political, the way they framed Trump is they investigated suspicion. They didn't have direct knowledge. They didn't have evidence. And I explain in the Federalist, read my writing in the Federalist below. 18 U.S. Code 371. That's the statute by which Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of them will be indicted under eventually. If you defraud the United States government for political purposes or criminal, whatever it is, that is a crime. You cannot utilize government agencies to go after an incoming president because you think that he might have worked with Russia. You can't do that. That's not under 18 U.S. Code 371. You cannot do that. They had no evidence. The Russian intelligence officials that were indicted by Mueller. The Russian intelligence officials indicted by Mueller were indicted based on Company 1's evidence. Company 1 is CrowdStrike. Company 1 is CrowdStrike. Okay? CrowdStrike was outsourced by the Democratic Party. You can't do that. You can't simply say, well, we have all this evidence, but the evidence happens to be linked to the Democratic Party or Clinton in some manner. By the way, did I tell you Clinton's running? Oh, yes, she's running. The hilarious thing is like, she has to, there's paperwork that they have to fill out, and she cheated Bernie Sanders. They cheated Bernie Sanders, and now, just recently, what was it? A Florida court found that the DNC didn't tilt the scales. Or I don't know. I really quickly, found that the DNC didn't cheat Bernie Sanders. Well, then why was Debbie Wasserman Schultz forced to resign? Why did that happen? Why did Debbie Wasserman Schultz, why was she forced to resign? So she resigned for a reason. And why did 3 other Democratic Party officials resign? DNC officials, I should say, resign. The notion that there are rules in place is absurd. There are rules for everyone else. There are rules it's kind of like, okay, there's a political party that in reality is a political machine. But what are they going to do? Do they want everyone to become H.A. Goodman overnight? No. They have to go ahead and pretend that there's a political that there are rules and regulations and they abide by. And a lot of things happened in 2016. We don't know what, but a lot of things happened, and things happen. Just things happen. So the notion that Jesus Christ. Anyway, there is no political party. It's a political machine run by Clinton. They cheated Bernie Sanders, and she's the only one in the entire Democratic Party who could raise $2 billion. She raised $1.2 billion in 2016. She's the only one with the Rolodex of people who could raise money. Warren cannot, if you had a lemonade stand someplace, and the next year compared her fundraising to the lemonade stand, the lemonade stand would outraise her in terms of money. Biden is already losing money. You can combine Biden, Warren, and Bernie, and in one quarter, at this point right now in 2015, at the end of 2015, Clinton raised $112 million. $112 million. Okay? So there is no way that Democrats are not going to go with Clinton because of the money alone. In addition to the fact that there's the unhealthy obsession is not with people who call out Clinton's crimes. She committed crimes. I was talking to a buddy the other day. She's like, "Oh, when are you going to believe she won't be indicted?" It's like, well, did she commit crimes? It's like, that's unbelievable. Like, what's the deal here? If you commit crimes, eventually you're going to get. The crimes as grandiose as what she's committed. Eventually you're going to indict. But anyway, the point is this: all of this, the criminal investigations of Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, all of them. The criminal investigations, coupled with the impeachment, combined with Clinton running again, this is like an arm wrestling match. It's Clinton and Trump again. Clinton lost the arm wrestling match. She'll lose again. She'll lose to Trump again. But the Democratic Party is not going to go out without a fight. It's not the political machine, the Democratic political machine. Today's Tammany Hall ain't going out without a fight. This is going to be the MC Breed election, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the MC Breed election. The MC Breed election. Ain't no future in your frontin'. Okay? For Democrats, there's always a future in our frontin'. For Democrats, we always have to pretend we're something we're not. We always have to pretend we're something we're not. Oh, yeah, we like Medicare for all. We want to abolish ICE. We want a Green New Deal legislation. None of these things have passed the House, or even none of these things are in a Democratic-controlled House are even on the radar. They want to manipulate progressives, which they do, because there are people on the left who live online. They live on social media. And online, it's like, okay, Medicare for all is. And then Democrats say, well, vote for us and one day it'll happen. You have as much chance for Medicare for all voting for Trump as you do for Clinton in 2020. Clinton doesn't believe in it. Neither do any of Neither does the establishment within the Democratic Party, and the establishment crushes the far left. It's not the other way around. And even if you threaten not to vote, eventually people do vote. The Democratic Party is like insidious in this regard. They say, well, you know what? You fall in line. And if you don't fall in line, you're ostracized. And if you don't fall in line, you become somebody like H.A. Badman. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. You have a criminal investigation where Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan, William Barr has turned this. It was always a criminal investigation, but John Durham turned this into a criminal investigation. This is the reason they're impeaching Trump, but also the primary reason is to pave the way for Clinton 2020. They're not going with Warren. Okay? They ain't going with Warren. Not going with Bernie. They cheated Bernie. And Biden is like, let's get real. Give me your thoughts below. This is an official criminal investigation into Comey, Strzok, McCabe, Clapper, Brennan. And their response is obviously impeachment. It's going to be 2016 all over. We will not ever remove ourselves from 2016 as a nation until Democrats admit they cheated Bernie Sanders and covered up Clinton's crimes. Give me your thoughts below. Thank you so much.